Well, clitoris. Well, women usually like it when you stimulate their clitoris. It's sort of an erogenous zone of theirs. And, yeah, that usually gets them pretty excited as long as you're, invited. I usually like to use a circular motion and whatnot. That just seems pretty good. But sometimes I just take it and I press as hard as I can and squeeze it between their cartilage and my thumb, so it mashes it real hard. And they usually freak out a little bit at that point. But you just chill out, just be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," but really, it was actually intentional. But as far as going down on the clitoris, there are a lot of different techniques. One they call I call this move that thing from Star Wars in the middle of the Death Star that Luke blew up, because that's what it reminds me of. That's that phrase dash move. And you just hang your feet from a ceiling fan and look up and stick your tongue out and have her press her crotch up against your face, and you just spin around, and it's not very efficient, but it gets the job done. Other times I just stick my tongue out as far as I can, I shake my head back and forth like I'm I'm a dog drying off, just and
what kind of reaction does that elicit?
Usually noises and guttural belching, and occasionally they fart. One time you gotta be careful. If you go from fingering a girl to eating her out, one time a girl queefed in my mouth, which it wasn't bad, because it was just it was fresh air, I guess. It wasn't like an old sour queef that had been moldering in there for weeks or anything, but yeah, it was pretty funny. She was quite embarrassed. I acted really, really fucking disgusted with her, because I told her she was fat. That was the last straw, so I kicked her out after she blew me as an apology. Yeah, she kind of deserved it. It didn't really bother me that much. I just kind of really, really, really wanted to destroy her.
The size of the clitoris makes a big difference too. I have seen an incredibly tiny clitoris, and I've seen some pretty good sized ones, medium sized ones too. And it seems like the size correlates with some other factors, alright? Like, this one chick, she's got one that's so big, when I'm smashing her pussy, it starts to stick out from between the lips, and I can see it, sticking out a little bit. It's like she gets a little hard on. It's crazy. So, one that's that big, you could totally, rub your dick all over to get it off. But the one that I found that was incredibly small, the size of a pea, let's just say, yeah, you need to find a good size one. Definitely. It's hard to find. Okay, and it's concentrated too. All the nerve endings, there's still the same number of nerve endings, but they're in a smaller spot. So it's a lot more sensitive, and they might not like you to fool with it as much. So you want to make sure you get a big clitoris to play with. Like a punching bag. Beat that thing up. Oh yeah. But that's all I had to say, really.